Just 2 seconds. Okay. Just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. Gentlemen, this is for the NABF title. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. There is no standing 8 count. If either fighter is in trouble and you do not want me to stop the bout, you must show me you can continue. No matter what happens out here, let's keep it strictly professional. Good luck to you both. Buena suerte.
That is Merqui Sosa, who moves up from super middleweight to the light heavyweight division. And the man he's facing is a man that once was king of that division, in the IBF version anyway, Prince Charles Williams, who himself is moving up, Dave, because he fought last as a 168-pounder against James Toney for the IBF super middleweight title.
Goes up to a weight class. He said he feels comfortable coming down, and his interesting answer this morning about not feeling uncomfortable at 168 against James Toney was quite a remarkable comment, considering how much weight you have to lose to get down to 168 when you're walking around in the 180.
Yeah, he said, I just lost. He said, I got to the weight okay, and I can still fight at 168. Now, they are wailing away on the inside. They're waging an inside battle immediately. Williams said he was going to jab more, and I'll tell you what, there's some blood already over the left eye of Charles Williams. Might have come from a clash of heads.
He may have inadvertently lied this morning. He wanted to jab, but now Sosa forced to get inside and having much the better of it here.
Merqui Sosa fighting well on the inside, and that is a game that Williams usually does well at. So, lots of developments here earlier. Cut over the left eye of Williams. An inside battle that is so far working to Sosa's benefit.
But when you look at a pro football game and a passing team starts out running, they're trying to set up that pass, and Charles Williams may be trying to set himself up on the outside later by controlling the inside now.
Well, he came out this way against James Toney and had some good results with it until he finally was KO'd in that fight late in the bout. A lot of blood, and we can't see it too well yet, but there is a lot of blood over the left eye of Prince Charles Williams, and we're going to have to get a ruling after this round to see if it was a clash of heads that caused it. Halfway through round 1. Good uppercut by Williams.
Very significant, of course, because if a butt is not called and then the fight is stopped early, it is a TKO.
Nice uppercut on the inside. Williams has that in his arsenal. Both men going to town here in round 1. This is a superb round for both men. Nice right by Sosa, and Williams comes back with an uppercut. Tremendous first round. And still a minute to go. There's an uppercut by Sosa, followed by Williams.
So much for the usual feeling out process of the first round.
An overhand right by Sosa. Merqui Sosa showing great work on the inside. Under a minute left to go, and they will have some work to do. Smiley Hayward will, in the corner of Prince Charles Williams to work on that cut.
And those heads are coming together a lot.
You would think Williams might want to stay on the outside just for that reason, Dave. But look at him. He rips an uppercut. You get a great view there of this action on the inside.
And Sosa rubbing with his head, moving his head, very happy to have this fight in the inside quarters and really bullying Williams at times.
And yet Williams has really picked up the beat in the last minute and a half on the inside. So this is going to be a tough round to score, and I can't wait to see the punch numbers. Wow. And you see the cut. He walks right where you can see it. Ralph Citro, the cut man in that corner, he will do some work.
How you doing, Sam?
Hey, ref! Hey, ref! That was a butt.
That's the head.
It was a head butt. Jay champ?
Gotta get it over with, baby. Sure.
Where the spit bucket at? When the grease do it?
Yeah. Spin him and hook. Spin him and hook. Okay?
Yeah, how you feel?
Spin him and hook. All right?
There is the overhand right by Merqui Sosa getting in there. Hey, I mentioned Ralph Citro. He is in Sosa's corner. That's an error on my part. Bill Hayward working on the cut of Charles Williams.
As we start the second round, a very important note to consider. The NABF butt rule is 3 rounds, and at this point, no butt has been called. Referee Ron Lipton smartly looking for replay, and it hasn't really been perfected yet in boxing that you can do it before the next round, so it has to go as a punch. But you see these heads coming together.
Yeah, Ron said he did not see a specific clash of heads. I didn't either, so, you know, that I can appreciate the fact that he might not have seen one, and maybe one didn't exist. Could have been a right hand that opened that cut. But I would bet it was a clash of heads. In any case, as you said, that's not in play. So if this fight were stopped, Charles Williams would lose.
And of the 150 punches in the first round, only 5 were jabs.
Oh, my. Williams going after him. He knows no clash of heads. And he's thinking, I may have to go after this guy right now. So Prince Charles Williams in the purple trunks, the former IBF Light Heavyweight Champion, against Merqui Sosa, a man who has been a top contender in the super middleweight division and has fought for one of those titles. He fought the WBA title against Michael Nunn, lost in December of last year. It's been a war over the first round and a half.
You can't ask for much more in a fight in the first round and a half of what they've been able to give us so far.
And now, Dave, Williams using his jab to effect.
Well, he's outside a little bit there, and Sosa trying to set up a right hand, stayed back and waiting for it. It's all guided by instinct. The fighter doesn't sit back and think, okay, now I'm going to stay outside and jab. It sort of happens, and it only happens for a little while.
Sosa spins, Williams gets him in the corner. Ripping left hook. This is the best technique I have ever seen from Merqui Sosa. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's turning into his shots now. He's got his hands up by his head. And Williams happy to turn into his punches as well. And there it comes right at you.
What a wild second round, as the first one was.
Who needs a ringside seat if it's this close to you?
Man, under a minute left to go. They are doing some extraordinary inside fighting.
You look at matchups on paper and you know they're going to be good. We knew this one was going to be good. And it's nice when it plays out that way, because sometimes what's a good match on paper doesn't go that way in the ring.
And you know what? Give Ron Lipton some credit. He's letting them fight in there. He's not imposing his will on the fight.
He's making them establish a domain on the inside.
So round 2, much like round 1, a wild one. They are fighting at almost even terms. Both men landing big shots. Good uppercut by Sosa and an overhand right. Merqui Sosa, the 29-year-old super middleweight moving up, is showing he belongs with the top light heavyweights. We'll be back.
No knockdown. That is not ruled a knockdown. Ron Lipton says that Charles Williams going down does not count as a knockdown. Happened just at the end of the round.
And they'll work on the cut.
Okay, good. When the water foul goes.
There's Merqui Sosa, who has a cut, I believe, in the bridge of the nose.
Tienes que terminar con un gancho. ¿Tú entiendes? Gancho, sube rápido, el otro coge derecho otra vez. ¿Ok, campeón?
Plot developments quicker than you saw on Dynasty, folks.
Voy aquí.
Well, let's talk about Super Tuesday. Michigan and Illinois in a very good Big Ten matchup. Illinois surprisingly good this year, better than many expected. And in the SEC, LSU and Alabama will go at it. That's Super Tuesday here on ESPN. We've got a super fight going. That is Merqui Sosa. They worked on the cut of the bridge of the nose. His much less serious than that of the man across the ring, Prince Charles Williams, who comes out to meet him here in round 3. It's scheduled for 12. It's for the NABF Light Heavyweight title. Prince Charles Williams is in the purple trunks. And in the white is Merqui Sosa.
Sometimes, no matter how much a fighter wants to stay outside and jab, the personality of the fight is established early. It's something different, and he just has to go with it. And in this case, both Charles Williams and Merqui Sosa are pleased to be really waging this fight on top of a diamond. And Sosa, with a slight edge, landed over the 2 rounds. Good numbers thrown by both. Good connect percentage by both.
That's an effort, folks. Believe me, we're in round 3. Williams, the 32-year-old former champion. And Sosa, a 29-year-old who comes in here with 20 KOs in 24 fights. A man who has just narrowly missed winning the super middleweight championship. They both have lost to James Toney. a decision loss for Merqui Sosa, and for Prince Charles Williams, he was TKO'd by James Toney in the 12th round.
And the only difference, Sosa caught a Toney who was on the way up because he fought him earlier, and Prince Charles Williams fought a Toney on top of his game.
They continue to fight on the inside, both ripping left hooks to the body. Dave, I wonder, is this best for Prince Charles Williams, considering he's got that good jab and the outside punching?
And he's also got the cut, so you wonder why he's doing that. But technique is one thing, but emotion is another. And inside the ring, emotion often takes over. And sometimes the hardest thing for a fighter to do is stay back in jab. It's technically correct, but it doesn't feel like a good flow.
Ron Lipton giving a caution to the fighters for using their head. Now, both men are doing tremendous work to the body. And I have not seen so many good uppercuts in one fight in years.
The technique has been tremendous. Good turn into the hooks, and Sosa really opening up here.
Merqui Sosa landing big shots, but here comes Williams with a huge right hand.
There hasn't been anything cheap landed in this fight so far.
It doesn't get much better than this.
There hasn't been a glancing blow or something that just got in. It's been bomb after bomb.
It is scheduled for 12. I don't know if it can go, but however many rounds we get in this fight, we are getting our money's worth. And the importance of this fight is really shown here in the way these men are going at it. Prince Charles Williams needs it to get back in the title hunt. Merqui Sosa wants to make an impression as a light heavyweight so he can get a title match. Round 3, just like rounds 1 and 2, was outstanding.
By Sosa, the left hook as they wage a war.
Very well put, Dave. That is exactly what we're seeing. And despite the fact that it is a war, both men are fighting with good skills. 12 rounds, the NABF Light Heavyweight title. Former world champion Prince Charles Williams is in the purple. In the white is Merqui Sosa, a super middleweight. Merqui Sosa has something else to fight for tonight. His lovely wife, Jean, and he just had a daughter the other day. Scandinavia. Isn't that a beautiful name for that daughter?
And their first child, too.
Yes, he was very elated when we talked to him today, and he's had a long time to train for this fight. And he is motivated, as is Prince Charles Williams.
And Sosa opening it up. That's the biggest margin in a fight like this. Good numbers by both fighters. Can't take anything away from Prince Charles Williams, except for Sosa's just been a little better numerically in each round.
When was the last time, Dave, you saw two fighters use the uppercut as much and as effectively as these two have?
And not only that, rarely, and also two fighters with good jabs abandon them and not be technically deficient because of it. In that last round, only 5 jabs by Sosa, 10 by Williams, for guys that are pretty veteran. And here's something that we're going to argue about with the judges, I'm sure. 3 very close rounds. Second round, you might have been able to give to Williams. But that's how all close they've all been, very close.
Indeed, and as Dave said, you can see some judges that might give a round or 2 to Williams. Both men are known to have a good jab, good straight right hand, excellent outside fighters. Instead, they're wailing away on the inside, and in the first part of this round, it was Sosa. Now it's Williams taking control. Well, conditioning will become a key factor. The numbers of punches, they're averaging in the area of 60 to 70 punches a round or more, and both getting hit quite a bit.
The way they've been attacking this fight, they think that the jab is cowardly to throw it.
Astonishing. They are just fighting this as if it could be fought in a phone booth. And both men wanting to do good body work by Sosa.
And you still see some slipping of the head there by Prince Charles Williams, and some good action on the inside, and a good action there. Ron Lipton in action, not stopping it here, just letting them go. As long as they work their hands free, he will continue to let them go.
Well, Prince Charles Williams, from 1984 to 1993, won 21 fights in a row. To show you the quality fighter he is. Coming in here off a loss to James Toney. He needs a win, but then so does Merqui Sosa. And they're going for it. We'll be back for round 5.
To then landed another one, and then Sosa comes back with the left hook, which has been his money punch throughout this bout.
We head into the 5th round, and several developments that if you've seen Merqui Sosa fight before, you may be shocked at. A, he's throwing left hooks, compact, concise, and sharp, which he never has before. And number 2, he wants to be in the inside. These are departures for him.
He has tasted some early success, and he wants to keep it going. Prince Charles Williams, the uppercut there, and if you land a couple of them, it keeps you coming back.
Hurt Sosa. The 2 uppercuts hurt him, and the left hook got in there also.
And Sosa with the edge in punches by 17. Not a very big margin, considering that 569 punches have been thrown in this bout already.
Now, those were huge punches that Williams landed, and they did appear to hurt Sosa. Look at how Sosa is coming back from this.
And they hurt him. I think one reason is the fatigue factor a little bit by Sosa, because they were just as good as other uppercuts Williams has thrown, but he keeps going to it, and there he managed to really do a number on Sosa.
Merqui Sosa has blood all over his face. Some of it is from Williams. Williams' cut, I think, is getting worse around his left eye. Some of it is from Merqui Sosa's cut on the nose. This is just a war, folks. Huge left hook by Sosa. Remarkable that he's coming back like this. Another left hook after a body shot. Halfway through round 5, it's scheduled for 12. It has been astonishing.
2 fighters meeting at the right time with quality credentials, able to turn it up another level and sustain it.
And Prince Charles Williams had a very, very tough fight 6 months ago against James Toney. He's in another war with Merqui Sosa. I don't think he anticipated it being quite this rugged, even though he knew Merqui Sosa was a very tough opponent.
He did not want to come back against an easy opponent, and that eye is bad. And also, they're going to look at the tape here. The tape on the left glove of Prince Charles Williams is going to get adjusted here.
And there is Merqui Sosa. He's got blood. He's also got swelling around the right eye. There you see it. That right eye is closing rapidly. Meanwhile, that's the face of a man who has also absorbed a lot of punishment. It is the left eye out of his view right now that has been cut really throughout the fight. There it is. Dewey McClain has done a pretty good job with that cut. It's a very deep cut.
In a terrible spot, because that can bleed right into the eye and impair the vision.
Nice jab by Sosa. Boy, he came right out with a strong jab. One of the few they've thrown, and he's working to the body.
And then he turns into his left hook nicely.
Oh, that's the best left hook he has ever thrown. He is ripping those shots. Merqui Sosa's never thrown that punch well.
And as you get a good look, watch the hips of Merqui Sosa. Watch how he pushes Prince Charles Williams back to set up his own flow. As he pushes Williams back, he is springing into his own punches, and that's why they are concise.
Under a half minute left to go in round 5. Merqui Sosa in the white trunks, the 29-year-old from the Dominican Republic, is doing a number on Prince Charles Williams right now.
It's hard to believe that Sosa was in some trouble earlier in this round. That seems like ages ago.
He looked, for all the world, at the beginning of round 5 like he was going to go down. Huge left hook by Williams. And there's the uppercut by Prince Charles Williams. We got another good one, folks. Bill Hayward will be talking in the corner of Prince Charles Williams. Hear what he has to say.
Move your head, Prince, okay? They're dominating the guy. Don't let the guy come up in right there. Go ahead, Doc.
I get that.
It's good, it's good.
Right.
It's okay, Doc. Give him a chance, Doc.
Here's a good look.
Put them up to punches and move your head. Keep your hands up.
Yeah. Get the water up, Smiley, before you come out. Look at your head, okay? Come on, Chad.
And Merqui Sosa turning into his punches tremendously. There's the left hook. He finds some space, gets himself down. And there's the heads coming together. You made the point earlier on about how good the left hooks are being. He's making space to throw his punches on the inside.
Very good point. And maybe that's the difference, Dave. But I'll tell you what, I've never seen him turn into a double left hook like that. We head into round 7 in what is turning into a real classic battle. in the first round, or round 6, excuse me. See, I want to push it ahead one round.
Not this fight.
We don't want to miss anything. The cut that Prince Charles Williams has had over his left eye has been there since the first round. And now look, Merqui Sosa wants to box a little bit, doesn't he?
Well, over the course of a 12-round fight, it is a good idea to show some different looks. Merqui Sosa trying to take the jab away, and Prince Charles Williams wants to go right back at it on the inside. In that last round, 140 of 160 punches thrown were power shots, 70 averaged by each guy. And in that round, Sosa with a distinct advantage. Good numbers for Sosa there.
And interesting, good numbers for Williams as well, adding 54%, just not doing as much as Sosa.
If you land over 50% and it's not enough, you have to shake your head.
They are in a familiar territory. They're very close. And again, I want to compliment Ron Lipton. He is not overreacting. He's letting them fight in the inside, waiting until they do clinch before he moves in. And it's helping to make this an entertaining fight. Right there, he could have stepped in, and some referees might have.
It certainly is, and he lets them, if they're holding, if each fighter is holding with one hand a little bit, makes them fight their way out of it. Only when they come to a complete stop is he doing that. This is an excellent example of referees in action.
See, and he's watching, and bravo for him, instead of trying to take the play away. Good right hand by Sosa.
And notice how close the referee is. All referees should be that close to the action. We see sometimes referees all the way on the other side of the ring, don't get the good look. They get shielded when certain low blows are thrown, but Lipton is in the perfect spot.
Good right hand by Sosa lands again. And in this round again, Williams is where he apparently wants to be, but it's Sosa who's doing the good work on the inside.
Looks like Williams might just be a little bit arm weary in this round, showing it perhaps for the first time in the fight. And Sosa unloading his bombs.
Sosa told us today, I'm 29 years old. I'm younger than him. I think I'm stronger. I feel like I've not been in as many wars. As this fight goes on, I think I'll be stronger. He's showing some signs of that here in the 6th round.
Well, he's certainly getting on the inside and making this a war. We talked about the keys at the outset, wearing Charles Williams down. He's certainly trying to do that.
We are almost halfway through this battle for the NABF Light Heavyweight title, and Merqui Sosa has fought unquestionably his best fight ever. I don't think there's any question about that. Meanwhile, Charles Williams does what he always does. Fights his heart out. We'll be right back. Who has been the ring doctor here in Atlantic City for a long time, and a great guy, does a fine job. And he says let the fight go on, and so Prince Charles Williams in the purple will go out again against Merqui Sosa.
And in New Jersey, doctors have far more authority in stopping fights than in other jurisdictions, so the opinion of the doctor, very significant, and the eye of Merqui Sosa, significant to look at.
David, there was a left hook by Williams. I think as good a left hook as he can throw, and it did not appear to hurt Merqui Sosa.
Sosa simply has an iron will tonight. Sometimes you can will yourself to walk through punches. It seems like he is doing that tonight. He is simply on his game, and there's nothing wrong with Williams' game either. He's got a little bit of an edge in jabs through 6 rounds, but not as big of an edge as he'd like.
And I'll tell you, I think you are right. Williams is looking a little bit fatigued right now.
All those wars, the fight on the inside with James Toney, he certainly doesn't cheat anybody. Charles Williams never takes a round off, and they're bombing away. And that's just a number tonight, the way these scorecards are. It's a tremendous war. Neither fighter has left anything out there.
I would agree with you, though, that Sosa surely is winning by at least a few points, if not the 4 that you have. We first saw Merqui Sosa here on ESPN in January 1991 against James Toney. He fought very well in beating Tyrone Frazier here on our network in March of that year, TKO in 10. I mentioned he went on to fight Michael Nunn in 1993 for the WBA super middleweight title, in a fight that he admitted wasn't a great effort because he said Nunn didn't do much and I didn't do much either.
And as somebody that had such a big start in his career, that you've been waiting for him to get the big win, and this might be his night. He certainly senses this could be his night.
And he's hurting Prince Charles Williams to the body and to the head. The right eye of Merqui Sosa is all but closed.
which makes you wonder where the jab of Prince Charles Williams is as far as exploiting the one thing that's out there for him.
It's interesting. I wonder if when Charles looks back at this fight, he thinks to himself, why didn't I follow the game plan I said I was going to, which is standing outside and jab.
It shows how hard it really is to do. Who has seen it all and been through everything can get sucked into a street fight.
And Williams is getting whacked and might be hurt. A half minute left to go in round 7, and Merqui Sosa is relentless. A big right hand.
The gas tank is dwindling for Charles Williams. Somebody has to lose this war of attrition.
It is scheduled for 12. It is in round 7. It has been a delight. If you like action and you like boxing, you gotta like this. And I assume that's what you're watching. That does it for round 7. Once again, the doctor will come into the ring and take a look. First, he pays a visit to Merqui Sosa's corner to look at the swelling over the right eye. Now here comes Dr. Doggett over to this corner. How you feeling?
Merqui Sosa doing some of his best lethal damage in this fight with the right hand over the top. Tees off, misses there. The left hook was good. He turns into a right hand over the top. Charles Williams just cannot really react to it.
Now, here is the ruling. Dr. Doggett, let me tell you, Merqui Sosa is excited, but I don't know that he won. The doctor has ruled that both men are unable to continue. Now, let's see what the ruling is here.
Probably go to the scorecards. They've made more than 3 rounds of the fight.
That is Larry Hazard, the commissioner here, who is now, he's over here talking to Logan Hobson of CompuBox, and I bet you he'll tell us. Now, both fighters are unable to continue on doctor's examination. We don't know yet what the determination will be from this, though. And that's Larry Hazard.
And this crosses over a lot of rules because you've got the NABF.
It may be ruled a draw.
Both fighters unable to
We're waiting. We're waiting.
And it is a draw.
It is going to be ruled a draw because both men cannot continue. This is fascinating. I have not seen this before.
You know, we talk about the butt rule and how that comes into effect in the first round. Heads came together, no butt called, the punch is called, and now it comes back here. It is unique. It's a severe battle of exhaustion, a war, all kinds of dehydration. They're both showing the effects. And hey, you see enough things, something new can always come up.
And to give us an explanation, let's go to Michael Buffer.
Referee Ron Lipton has called a halt to the bout. The official time comes at the end of round 7. We'll have something for you in just a moment.
Well, we're not going to get it quite explained yet. We were led to believe by the officials here, we were told that it would end up being a draw. However, they're going to discuss it, they're going to talk it over, and we're going to go away for just a moment while they have a confess. So the suspense builds here in Atlantic City. We'll be back to find out who, if anyone, won this boxing match. For us and you, let's go to Michael Buffer and find out.
Gentlemen, here at Bally's Park Place on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, the official decision at the end of this time, referee Ron Lipton has called a halt to the bout, acting on the advice of Chief Ringside, Dr. Frank B. Doggett. Both fighters unable to continue after 7 rounds. The bout is a technical draw.
So it is a technical draw. Charles Williams disappointed, and yet, in our viewpoint, Merqui Sosa looked like he might have been doing the better work. We've been given the scorecards. In fact, the scorecards agree with what Dave Bontempo had. One judge had it 69-63 for Sosa. Another judge had it 69-64 for Sosa. And the 69-64 was what the third judge had. So every single judge had about the same margin that Dave Bontempo did for Merqui Sosa. So likely he would be a little more disappointed that this fight was stopped.